Good morning and welcome to another Memphis Monday. I think we got a pretty exciting Memphis Monday for us this week. Memphis Monday 115. We're going to do a bookcase with a splayed angle base. And I've frankly been looking for a project where I can demonstrate my method of cutting splayed angles, and this seems like a pretty good example. So anyway, we're not going to get anything done just sitting here chatting. So let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. Well, believe it or not, this thing has a lot of parts. So let's break it down to bite-sized pieces. Let's work on this side panel here first. We got two of them. Here are the two side panels. What we got to do now is cut a dado. We'll be cutting a rabbet at the end, a dado 1/3 up, a dado 1/3 up, and a rabbet at the end, and then we'll put a rabbet all the way around the inside edge here to receive the back. Okay, what I'm doing here is an 11/16 inch dado, and what I'm doing here is practicing to make sure the depth is right and the width is right. Anyway, you just saw me doing the rabbet here for the top and the bottom, and we did the dados for our fixed shelves. Now we need to do a long dado all along here to receive this thing, which is called a shelf standard. It's got these little clips here you put in for the shelves, and that will run the full length. So let's do that now. Okay, my big dado was 11/16, and the dado I'm going to put in there for the shelf standards is 5/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out one of these 1/8 inch chipper blades and replace it with a 16 and see if that'll do the trick. And what I'm doing here is I'm tearing down a perfectly good dado head setup because I didn't plan ahead. I've got to use the same dado head setup for all my rabbets for the back, and I can't do that because I haven't cut out the top and bottom yet. Okay, I mocked this thing up to show you why these inner shelves had to be shorter or narrower, because we're going to be putting a rabbet right along here to receive the back. So the shelves can only come up and meet that back. So these have to be a little bit narrower. So there's no mistake, I'm going to mark all these sides here that require a rabbet to receive the back, so can't mess it up. Okay, we got all our rabbets in all the way around. And we got our dados in. And our dados for our fixed shelves. And we've shortened these pieces so they line up with the installation rabbet here for the back. Now what we need to do is we need to install our shelving strips right here in these dados. The standard will have to go through a slot in this stationary thing. So what I'm going to do is just cut this out with a bandsaw. I have those nice, neat holes. These shelf standards are not only held in place with these little screws, but also these stationary shelves will also hold it in place. And I think the shelf standards going through that shelf that way gives it a nice nice finished look. Now ordinarily I would just I just put the ends on and slide these in, but obviously I can't do that because these standards are in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue and nail these into place, and then do the same thing on the other side, and then put the ends on last. Like I normally do, I will nail in from the ends so that the nails don't show. Well, she's all squared up. I cut the back out. I'm gonna put this back on with glue and staples. This back has an A and B side. I'm putting the B side out. Well, let's stand it up and see what she looks like. Okay, I guess we can start. Let's do the Let's do the base next. Well, I went ahead and put that base on there. See how that's the base is flared out all the way around. It's called a splayed angle. It's a compound miter cut. Let me show you how we do that. The splayed miter joints for our base. Got it attached with pocket screws. Let me show you how I did it. Now, ordinarily, when you do splayed angles, you can either go to a computer, and they got little generators there that'll give you the right, the right miter. Or I got this chart off of Matthias's website that he made up, and it basically you take the amount of tilt, and then it gives you what to set your miter at. So, to cut the compound angle for a splay. But what I realized when I was working on the armoire project, I wanted to put a splayed base on there, is that what we're really talking about is the same a problem you have with crown molding. When you have crown molding that's up in the corner, that stuff sits at an angle. I'll make it big here. That crown molding sits in that corner right there, and depending on what angle it is, and then when that comes to a corner over here, this angle right here is a splayed angle. Okay? So it dawned on me that you can make splayed angles just by using the same process they use for crown molding. Is if you put this tilt, whatever angle that is here, if you put that right down there on one of your pieces, then you can just set it right on your table, on your chop saw, and cut for the splayed angle. Let's go try that. Okay, here I'm just going to put about a 10-degree angle on this board. I just put my saw blade at about 10 degrees. I can tell you exactly what it is, doesn't matter. It's 14 degrees. Okay, there you can see that angle right there. Now I'm going to put that angle right over here too, so both angles will be going in the same direction. Okay, now I got my miter set at 45 degrees, but I put my workpiece flat against the bottom of the saw here and lean it up against the fence. Now there's a hole back in here, and that automatically puts that compound angle in my wood. I'll go ahead and cut that and show you. Okay, here I haven't even taken it out of the saw, and you can see how that angle right there, 14-degree angle. So then you can just take your joints and put them together. And you have this real nice flared what I'm doing here is cutting out cutting out this pattern in the base that'll give it these little legs on the corners. Well, and that's what it looks like sitting on the ground. Still got kind of a solid look, but it doesn't appear so heavy. What I'm doing here is the removable shelves. All I did was cut them out of the same wood that we made the box out of, and then trimmed it in the same kind of trim. So I'm going to sand these down, and let's see if our shelves work. So what you do is kind of establish where you want these clips. These clips are removable, of course, but you put them in there like that, and then you just snap them in like that, and then they go like that. Then our little shelf going right here like this, and when we want to take it out, you can just tilt it out like that. Well, the shelves all work. Next thing we got to do is put the top on it. Let's get to it. My friend I'm doing this for wants it dark, so I'm staining it in this walnut color. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and put the stain on here, and then we can put the shelves in, at least see how it's going to look. Well, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves. 3 of them are removable. 1, 3, and 5 are removable. Basic bookshelf for a teenager's bedroom. Well, that'll do it for another Memphis Monday. Memphis Monday 115. Making this nice little bookshelf. We did the splayed base. Remember, when you do those, if you have to do splayed angles, it's the same process as putting in that angled crown molding. Just cut the angle you want at the bottom, lean it up against your chop saw, and cut a 45, and it'll automatically cut the compound angle. Over the next few days, I'll be putting some polyurethane on this. Like and favorite and comment and tweet and share and favorite and all that stuff you do on the internet. But the most important thing is what? Make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.